You want to stick around to the end of this one, guys. We're going to do some troubleshooting on this vehicle at the very end of this video. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Moodog's Frugal RCs. Out in the field today for another urban bash. We have our testing ground just across the street here. We're over in beautiful West Allis, Wisconsin, southeastern Wisconsin, where tomorrow we should be getting 1 to 3 inches of snow. That's right, folks, I said snow. So I figured I'd get this video done today while we still have some dirt showing, and we'll get this going. But today we're going to be looking at the Hosim G171 Buggy. This is a 4-wheel drive buggy sent over by Hosim for review. Let's get this thing going, guys. this is the problem we're having with this car. Linkage under here for the servo saver comes loose, or it splits and it does weird stuff. It doesn't stay right. So you can see now I'm moving the servo steering and it doesn't do anything. So I'm going to actually take this back right now to the research kitchen. We'll do a little bit of looking at this. You guys can see it again. I'll take a look. I'm not able to do anything with it right now. Let me see if I can get this here to show you. So now it's completely not moving. The servo is actually moving, but that arm on top is so long and there's so much linkage going on in there, and it's just a kind of a weird design. I'm going to give this a revisit. This is not going to be the final word on this. I'm going to see about getting some parts in for this, and then or if I can get it fixed without grabbing any other parts. But you can see it's pretty fun. This is kind of an Achilles heel right now though, guys, so I'm going to give it another chance. I'm not going to thumbs down it just yet, but that's an issue, so I'm going to see if I can fix that without parts. If not, I'll grab parts for it. Let's head back to the research kitchen and take a closer look. All right, well, now we can see that all I did was remove a couple of pieces off of here and give it a visual inspection. I really didn't do anything to make any adjustments or really tighten anything down. I did check to see that the area right here, that the servo saver was tight, and it was in fact tight. What's kind of concerning to me, guys, and I'm still going to say this and I'll say it again, is this area right underneath the bottom arm of the servo saver is kind of looks a little like it's moved a little higher than it should be on this little bushing. There's a little brass bushing that's fit over this post that sticks up. So I don't know that that's necessarily what we should be seeing here. I'm wondering if this should be a little bit more flush. Now, looking at the design here, I can see that if that gets pressed down any further, it is not cut in such a way that it's going to clear this frame rail up in front. So I'm thinking that that might just be the way it is. I'm going to go ahead and get my G172 and take a look at that and see if that matches what this is. All right, guys, here is my G172, and we can see the same situation. I hope you guys are able to see that. I'll try to zoom in just a little bit if we can here, so you guys can see that there is definitely an area underneath the split servo saver that has part of the brass bushing exposed. I think that's just a design flaw, actually, when you look at it now. Now, I'm not 100% confident that the binding is coming from this area. There's so much linkage going on with these guys. And let's go ahead and get the other vehicle back, the one in question now. So many different linkage arms that are associated with this design that it would be, I guess, kind of, I don't know, tough to really see where it's binding at. Now, with these shock absorbers undone, that may be posing a upward or downward, too much downward pressure on the upper and lower A arms, which could actually put some stress, and I can feel it, could put some stress on the steering linkage. Now you can see the lower portion of this split. I hope you guys are seeing this. The lower portion of this split section of the servo saver here, by putting downward pressure on, I can feel this arm here, this linkage arm, actually binding against that. So that could be part of the problem right there. Other than that, I don't really see any other issue. This side too as well. So this could be actually posing some downward unwanted downward pressure on there. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to move this shock absorber into more of a not so up, not such a, I guess, upright, up and down plane. I'm going to put it more on a curved plane, and we'll kind of see where that takes us with this car. So let me go ahead and get this put back together. You see that I've done a little bit of lubricating on here. I just use a 3-in-1 oil, nothing super fancy. You can get that stuff pretty much anywhere. It tends to work out pretty good. You want to make sure that you're wiping off a lot of the excess if you can, because it does attract a little bit of dust. So you want to keep that in mind when you're using it. But I do use it in my RC repairs and adjustments, so it does tend to work out pretty good for me. So we're gonna go ahead and just wipe off some more of this oil here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing powered back up. I think it's still on. No, it's off now. So go ahead and turn it on. Zoom back out. Okay. All right, and we'll get it propped. Actually, I'm going to leave it right on the cardboard to cause a little bit of resistance for the front wheels. So let's go ahead and see if that made any difference at all. Well, you can see it's not really centering, but the initial problem with this starts out with it not wanting to center. So any given direction, left or right, I can turn, and it will actually hang that way for an extended period. So in other words, it will hang about that far if I turn right. If I was coming forward, it would hang like that, and I'd actually have to counter steer backwards to get it to center out, and just kind of play with the steering wheel to get it to go straight. So that being said, I think we may have solved the problem for now. I just moved these front shocks to a different kind of plane here, so they're not straight up and down as much anymore. They're more on a kind of, well, I guess, an angled 45-degree almost angle, as opposed to being, almost straight up and down or a higher degree angle. So we'll see if that works for this vehicle. I'm going to do another test on this and see if that solved our problem, and I will report back to you. I'm not going to give this a thumbs down yet. It's too nice built of a car to give it a thumbs down. It's not built cheaply. It's just shocks are, they are what they are. They're friction shocks, but the overall build of this vehicle is very, very nice. And I'll say it. It's a good made vehicle. We shouldn't be plagued with problems like this. If you just want to go out and take it in the dirt and bash it around for half an hour or whatever, you shouldn't have to deal with the stuff like this. So I'm hoping that this solved the problem here. And if it did, that's fine. If it did, even if it did, there is still some question on, why put these extra mount holes in here if you can't really use them? If by putting these shocks farther, the shock mounts on the bottom here farther inboard on both sides, if that's going to cause too much downward tension on the lower A arms and kind of choke off this linkage here, is that? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to do some research, do some more testing on here. I'll probably shoot another video, and I'll let you know what my findings are. But that's pretty much it for now, guys. Thanks for stopping by and watching the video. I hope you learned something by this. If you think I went too tough on this thing, man, let me know. I want to hear your opinion. Did I go too hard on this? Was I pounding it too hard? Was I abusing it, I guess you could say? I don't think I was. I think I was just doing what anybody out there would probably do with this vehicle if they had it. So that being said, we'll see you all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.